The Dallas Mavericks, they've been great as of recently. Ever since the Spencer Dinwiddie trade, fun fact, since the trade happened, the Mavericks are 10-3, which is the best record in the NBA since they traded Kristaps Porzingis. I remember when we talked about the trade, and I told you guys this was perfect for Dallas. Spencer Dinwiddie is exactly what they need, and I think they'll be better without Porzingis because all season long they've been better in guard-heavy lineups that featured virtually small ball lineups as well. Watching these lineups play, watching them play together has been awesome because the other night they started Brunson, Dinwiddie, and Luka all together, and it's kind of them just going at each other, hunting matchups. And I think we've seen in the NBA that works in offense. We saw in OKC in 2019 where they had Chris Paul, Shea, and Dennis Schroeder. That three-guard lineup worked very well. I think we're seeing the same similarities right now in Dallas. You have Luka is the main guy. Brunson is the second. Dinwiddie's the third option that comes in and now creates offensively. He's been very efficient from three because he's not hunting for threes. And in Washington, he had to be more of a playmaker, which is why he didn't always get the shots he wanted. In Dallas, he's getting a lot of open spot-up threes, which he's shooting 38% on. Also, whenever players come to close out on him, he usually uses that as an opportunity to go and drive and attack the basket. He's one of the best finishing guards in the NBA at 6'5". He has the height. He has the length. And his stats with the Mavericks, he's averaging 17.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 49% from the field and 40% from three in 13 games. That's a pretty good sample size. I thought Davis Bertans would be better, but he hasn't been that great of an addition. I think this trade was mostly like Porzingis for Dinwiddie, and even that, to me, I think Dallas still won that because Dinwiddie is really proving to be a big-time player for them. They're the 5th seed, 4 games behind Golden State. They could go on a run. They have the 4th easiest schedule in the NBA. I don't know. I really like Dallas. I like Dinwiddie, and I told you before the season that he's better than Gordon Hayward. He just had to be in the right situation.
I'm not going to acknowledge that. I'm going to move on from that and talk about Dinwiddie. He's been playing amazing. You know, he's in a new environment. He got traded because clearly he couldn't be the point guard over in Washington. He's finally back into his role, which we've seen him thrive in. That 6th man, that kind of third or second guy, just another guy who comes in, does his job. Like you said, he's shooting 40% from the three-point line. He's been efficient in his time in Dallas. He's been solid. Luka Doncic is showing the ability to kind of play off ball a bit, which we had our concerns kind of before this year. Can he be an off-ball type of player? He's shown that ability that he can do that. That three-guard tandem has been impressive. There's won them game and it's been really clutch. And I think the fact that, you know, I know that we talked about Jalen Brunson and his time might be up there, you know, his contract's being up this year, but Spencer Dinwiddie playing is good. I think, you know, they should try to bring Jalen Brunson back, and maybe if you continue this 3-guard lineup, because like you said, with Chris Paul and Schroeder, that was one of the clutchest lineups in the NBA, and they didn't have a Luka, you know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of their ceiling in the playoffs was they didn't have that type of guy. Now they have Luka, and I think this trade, I think it needs to be said, Dwight Powell, since the fact that he's been amazing at the 5 and his ability to pick and roll with Luka kind of made Porzingis more expendable because he's a much better defender for them. He's a much better roller for Luka, and on top of that, he's a better finisher at the rim. So I think him being better, him being finally healthy, that's also helped them kind of move off of Porzingis and help them be better with that lineup. And then, of course, Finney-Smith, his ability to hit three-point shot, his ability to defend, play the 3 and the 4, sometimes the 5 and 2. So I think like this, like you said, Dinwiddie, it was basically Porzingis for Dinwiddie. They can throw in Bertans. When he does get in, he does hit shots, so they can throw him in if they wanted to. But the Dinwiddie for Porzingis trade was perfect for Dallas because they really essentially got somebody that fit their system, and now he's playing much better in his role.
I understand what you guys are saying about the 3-guard lineup, but I think of it from this sense. Dinwiddie is getting $18 million on average until the end of 2024, which from the way that he's playing, that's a fantastic contract. Let's be real. $18 million for a player that's
16.
Yeah, that hurts. That's not the best, truthfully, not at all. But you really want to look at it from that sense. You're giving Bertans, who's barely giving you any production, $16 million, but you're giving Dinwiddie, who's giving you 17 a night on 49% shooting and 40% from 3. I'd be more willing to stick around with that contract till 2024. And this gives me a little bit more leeway with Jalen Brunson. Yes, Jalen Brunson has been fantastic for them with his role right now. But if you can go out and upgrade from Jalen Brunson, I would be looking to do that. You have Dinwiddie, who saves you some money in that side of $18 million. That's a huge contract to have on your roster. You have Luka Doncic, obviously, who is the cornerstone, the main piece of this team. You go and you can upgrade from Jalen Brunson. Potentially, I keep saying this name over and over and over again, and we disagree on it, but you can go in and you bring in a Bradley Beal into this situation, someone that can also score on top of it. I'm still looking at that, and I'm intrigued. You don't necessarily need Bradley Beal to be anything more than what he is, a scorer. And that is an improvement off Jalen Brunson, and that's just the truth of it.
You think Dinwiddie wants to play with Bradley Beal again?
I don't think he looks... This is how I would look at it. Bradley Beal would not be the best player on the team. You would have Luka Doncic, who is facilitating and running the offense. And Luka, who already has sample size with Dinwiddie, who has shown him, I can be successful in your system. I'm sure that Luka is going to respect Dinwiddie in that sense and still give him the rock.
First of all, he's going to get a supermax. Why would you want that contract when Brunson and Dinwiddie give you the same thing, maybe a little bit even more production than Bradley Beal?
Take it easy. You're not getting more production from
two of them combined.
Think about two of them combined.
See, but that's the thing. I'm already telling you, Dinwiddie's going to be along for this ride.
But
I'm saying Jalen Brunson's going to be the
Beal's going to get paid more than both of them put together.
But you're already set on Dinwiddie till 2024. That contract's already set.
But that supermax is insane, bro.
But the thing is, he's probably going to get. Is it going to be a sign and trade guaranteed?
Can we stop talking about Bradley Beal like he's this missing piece to a team's championship aspirations?
Don't say we.
I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily. I mean it from this side of things where he's the best available free agent. If we're going to go on the
Zach
list
is actually the best available.
But the thing is, where he's going to stay in Chicago. I'm already thinking from that sense. Listen, if I said Levine, you would have looked at me like I had 5 heads.
I'm looking at you like you got 5 heads because I don't think they need another guy like that.
You're telling me Luka wouldn't love another star next to him?
Not that type of star.
But what star available here would you do that for? Because then let's think about it.
You don't always have to get the best available star at the moment.
I don't disagree, but I looked
you
through
can
it.
wait on
maybe
one.
this year isn't the year.
But there's some good names here. You got Harden probably is going to stay in Philadelphia, but that's not official.
I'm not in love with Harden.
I'm not. Yeah, Luka and Harden. That's like having the same person.
Yeah, I'm not in love with that.
Sounds interesting though.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like it's gonna be.
I don't like star
awful.
power. Like it sounds good, but it doesn't always work.
I guess there's really no name I'm looking outside of Bradley.
That's why I will wait
because you're looking at stars. Just look at role players.
I'm really looking at role players.
Look at the small forward position and look at role players.
Joe Ingles, Andre Iguodala. These are all.
It's not the year.
Derek Jones Jr. Kyle Anderson.
It's not the year. That's all.
Kyle Anderson wouldn't be bad in Dallas.
Solid.
He would be a good fit with them.
Joe Ingles wouldn't be bad.
No, yeah, he wouldn't be bad either.
Solid.
But he's coming off an ACL.
Yeah.
He's already slow.
He is extremely slow. He can shoot that ball.
But I'm saying, I think you're basically talking about the Dallas Mavericks.
Need a star.
No, he's talking about. You're talking about
from Jalen Brunson.
You're talking about the Mavericks now, not bringing back Brunson because Dinwiddie has come in and now has excelled in his role that he's in. We've had these conversations a lot when we talk about the Mavericks because you seem to like to pick on Jalen Brunson.
What?
Whenever Jalen Brunson comes up, you seem to want to always upgrade from Jalen Brunson.
What are you saying? I've never said this until today.
No, you said it before. No, I swear to God, you said it before.
God is looking down on you, and he's disappointed that you would swear to God on something like that.
You said that before.
No, you have said
No, I
remember you
haven't.
saying
On
it.
the last Dallas segment, you just said
I didn't say you should move on from Jalen Brunson. I said that he is a solid piece for you.
No, you
I said
said,
that
you'd be
that
looking to
influences
upgrade.
me with Dinwiddie because I have Jalen Brunson. I don't feel like I need Dinwiddie, but here's Dinwiddie performing.
You said it before.
I haven't.
Yeah, you said it.
I haven't.
After the pod, we'll go and we'll search it up and I'll
God.
show you.
Okay, whatever. Listen, but right now I'm telling you, if that means I can improve from Jalen Brunson, and that's no disrespect to Brunson. Brunson's been awesome in his role. But if I can upgrade from that, I'm intrigued, especially with a contract like Dinwiddie's that is as kind as it is.
If the Mavericks want to be cheap, they move off from Brunson. Because you have Dinwiddie who's taller, who's 6'5". He can't shoot like Brunson, even though he's on a little bit of a hot streak right now. But he can't shoot like Brunson. Brunson, I think, Dinwiddie's more of a finishing guard at the basket.
For sure.
Brunson is somebody who gets
So
to his spots
crafty.
in the mid-range and the elbow, a lot of pull-up jump shots. He loves to even though he's only 6'6", he loves to post up and do a little bit of a turnaround jump shot and hit shots that way. Dinwiddie, yeah, because he's playing great, it makes Brunson expendable. But the best version of the Dallas Mavericks is having 3 guards who can all take the pressure off of Luka. Because the problem with the Mavericks is that whenever Luka gets off the court, they seem to take a step down because they don't have somebody that can initiate offense on a consistent basis. But now when you have Luka on the bench, you can have Dinwiddie or Brunson always being there to create offense for others, and that helps them. Tim Hardaway Jr. isn't even back yet. When he gets back, that's going to make the shooting on this team that much more deadlier.
Yeah.
And right now, the Mavericks are the best defensive team in the NBA in terms of opponents' points per game. They're number 1 in the entire NBA. That's a Dallas Mavericks team doing this right now. Luka, since Dinwiddie, he's been averaging 31 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Brunson's averaging 16.5, the same as just 1 point less than Dinwiddie. They're all playing great.
No doubt.
This I think is the best way to build around Luka, and I'm signing Brunson 100%.
But what would that contract be?
Probably in the Dinwiddie range.
I think he's gonna want more than Dinwiddie.
I think he'll get exactly like what Dinwiddie got, maybe 18, 19 mil.
But that's what Dinwiddie's getting. He's getting 18. You think Jalen Brunson, who has been better than Dinwiddie,
No, but you got to remember when Dinwiddie got the deal,
coming off
he
a
was
torn
coming off.
ACL.
But before that, he was
But
coming off.
they paid him off of the season he had
Yeah, he
prior.
was averaging 20 and 5.
I'm thinking of how Terry Rozier left the Celtics and he got his bag with Charlotte. I feel like it could be similar with Brunson.
Well, Charlotte,
That was
they're
different.
different.
That was more of a prove it. They not prove it, but they gave him that deal based off what we think you can do, and it
And
proved.
Jalen Brunson's one
But
of those
Jalen Brunson
players.
had a better production at where he is right now than Rozier had. He was like an 8th man.
I just think of the attention that Terry Rozier drew in that free agency, and I feel like Jalen Brunson.
No,
who has
Jalen Brunson's
proven
going to get
more,
a lot. He's going to get a lot of
Rozier
attention.
got that deal off the playoff run the Celtics had.
for sure, and Jalen Brunson's
gonna
going to
get a lot of
more.
attention.
He's going to want more money than Rozier.
No, I agree. He might. It'd be a team that might give him more money, but I think like 18 and 19 would be around
what you would want to give him.
If I'm
which is
Dallas,
fine.
I think that's valid.
Let me look
he's
up
not
Rozier's
like
contract really fast.
not a $22 million player.
Did you think Rozier was a? They gave him
Charlotte is a small market.
4 years, $97 million. That's what Rozier got.
Charlotte, you can't compare a small market. Charlotte's going to pay.
But
They have
that's
to
the thing.
overpay.
There's going to be a team that's going to want to overpay for Jalen Brunson.
Right now, the
there
Knicks
isn't
are
many
linked
teams-
to him the
There
most.
isn't many teams
And
with cap. though.
I'm sure they could do that. They would overpay for Jalen Brunson.
The Knicks should pay.
That's
for
what I'm
Jalen.
saying. They would.
You think the Knicks will overpay for Jalen Brunson?
They could. Why not? They need a point guard pretty badly.
You know, you're right.
You think we'd give him 25 mil? I don't
25
think
mil
we'd
is
do that.
insane, bro.
I don't doubt anything the Knicks do.
All right. I'll just say this. I think the Mavericks are keeping Brunson, and they'd be willing to pay him. That's the best variation of that team. Now, they have the best record in the NBA since trading Kristaps Porzingis. We've already mentioned potential playoff matchups. I think they can beat Utah. I think they can beat Denver. Memphis
Which one
is
of
a
you said
tricky
they could
team.
beat Memphis?
I never said they could beat Memphis.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Might have been me.
Was it you? I was going to say, you've been low on Memphis to a degree.
Might have been me though. I ain't gonna lie. Might have been me. That's crazy. I really forgot. They can beat Memphis though. I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
You think Golden State, can they beat them?
With no Curry, yes.
What if Curry's injured, but he's playing?
Ooh, and he's playing hobbled.
A 70% Curry.
6 games.
You win.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll still be 6 in
I
general.
think Curry on the court, you guys should win the series.
Agreed.
Yeah. But
Agreed.
Luka's going to be on a different level.
Does Luka get out the first round?
This season, I think yes.
I don't because I if they play Utah, I have Utah winning.
I just don't like that personally.
Okay, you don't-
in the sense
what
of
the
Utah,
hell?
I don't like Utah.
Oh.
Utah. I apologize. I should have finished my thought there. I don't like the idea of the Utah's playoff chances right now. I just think that even still, their lineup is very similar to last year's, and a lot has to work out. The Quinn Snyder adjustments need to be really at the forefront this season, especially against Luka, who's going to feast against them. And the way that Dallas has been playing defensively, it's going to be a tough series for Utah.
Have you guys noticed that when Luka first got into the NBA after his rookie season, he was heralded as the next star in the NBA, and he was this media darling virtually, and now this year it's kind of not been that way?
Who's this football comp? Herbert? in a sense.
I don't know. I can't think of a football comp.
That was my. I think there was a tweet of who is Herbert's comparison. And I said Luka Doncic.
Like big hype, young guy ready to take over the league, but hasn't won.
I don't know. I think for me, Luka has a similar timeline to James Harden.
Really?
To where I feel like James Harden later in his career got hated. I feel like Luka, because of his complaining to the referees and a lot of the tactics he does. He said he stopped though because he told JJ Redick that now he like sings under his breath to like not complain. But I think now Luka's getting into that territory where we're not appreciating him as much, even though he is clearly going to be the face of the NBA.
Greatness becomes very boring. Like repetitive greatness becomes boring at times.
And you also have to think his style of play is not box office.
It's James Harden's style of play.
Yeah, I guess to a degree.
You did not want to say that.
Nah, I don't.
Nah, I agree with you.
I don't know how you can look at Luka and James Harden and not be like they are so similar.
They have definitely some similarities.
They are extremely
They
similar.
are literally the same player.
Yeah.
Let's just come on.
They're the same player outside of Luka posts up way more.
And Harden's just a little faster.
Yeah, Luka posts up way more and he'll take more mid-range shots. I
Harden
think he's
used
a better
to do that.
playmaker too.
Midi, pow, pow.
When he was good.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just
He's
kidding.
been real stinky. He's been real stinky lately.
They just beat Dallas.
Since the Nets game, he's been mid. He's been mid.
He just had 20 and 10 last night.
Did you look at his efficiency?
I mean, did you look at the game? He was killing.
That's why I said scoring. I had to, because he can have 10, 14, and 10, but you're a great game, awesome game, incredible game. Okay. Scoring wise, he's been stinky the last couple games.
He's had like 20 in every single game.
Since that Nets game, he has not been what he was the first two.
Yeah, the game he folded.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. That's
true.
He's had 20 like the last 5 games, bro.
I don't. You might have to look that up.
Look
I think
it
he had
up.
17 like
Look it
one
up.
game.
Let's see.
It's either 4 of the last 5 games he's had 20, bro.
20 flat?
No, more than 20. I'm just saying like 20 as a baseline.
All right.
As a benchmark.
He had
24,
24, 21, 24, 26, 11 against Brooklyn. 16 against Chicago.
Yeah, so he hasn't been bad since Brooklyn. He's been actually great.
Great is extreme.
He's averaging a double-double, bro.
The efficiencies.
He had 24 and 14 last night.
The efficiencies, 42 against Dallas, 43, not horrible. He shot 37% from 3. He made 3 threes. 41% against Cleveland, 54 against Denver, but they lost. 26.
Why did you add the lost part?
Because 54 is great. But they just lost. Didn't mean anything.
Oh, wow.
26.3. I'm being rude. I'm sorry, man. I'm really
That
being
was just
rude.
like-
That was rude. That was unnecessary.
26.3
against Orlando, who has let up 111 points to 2 players.
That was supposed to be his 50 ball.
And he went 3 for 11 from 3, 5 from 19 from the field. And against Brooklyn, let's not even go there.
Yeah, let's close that.
He's had some 3. He's starting to get it going.